Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, no.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather's a GOAT. Oh, absolutely. But Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course he is.
I was very impressed with Canelo at 21. But Mayweather was still technically more sound. I think Crawford is better. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. But Mayweather is definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, you know, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is...
Terence Crawford recently gave his thoughts when asked about a potential fight with Floyd Mayweather. Crawford was clear. He sees Mayweather as the top fighter of his generation, while viewing himself as the best of the current era. He stated that comparing them directly isn't fair or useful, because they each dominated in their own time. Their achievements, he explained, are unique and should stand on their own.
I'm going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or
Sean Porter also weighed in on the debate comparing Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford. When asked who would win if they fought, Porter admitted he doesn't have a clear answer. He did, however, give high praise to Crawford, describing him as a strategic master who always solves the puzzle in front of him, much like a chess champion. Porter noted that Crawford is one of the very few fighters today who gets discussed with that level of respect. But he also made a key point. In boxing, there's always that one original great who stands apart. In his view, that person is Floyd Mayweather, who he considers the best to ever do it.
A lot of comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in the fight between Terence and Floyd. And I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who would win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd would win that
yes,
fight.
Yes, sir. I love you, Terence.
Always figures it out.
Yeah, he's a chess master. Yeah, his IQ in that shit is crazy.
The funny thing about it is Terence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. But you gotta have an OG somewhere.
Anybody else? Yeah.
There's an OG
Somebody got a pioneer, right? Yeah, you gotta.
There's an OG you can't out-figure out somewhere. And I just believe Floyd is that OG you can't out.
When asked directly who would defeat a prime Floyd Mayweather, Terence Crawford's answer was immediate and certain. He would. He made it clear that he considers Mayweather one of his favorite fighters to watch, but his confidence in his own ability is absolute. Crawford stated plainly that he believes in his own skills above anyone else's and would pick himself to win.
I think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah. No.
Tim Bradley shared his view on a theoretical fight between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. While he called back to Mayweather's early struggles against a skilled southpaw like Zab Judah, noting that Crawford is a far more complete and dangerous fighter. Mayweather, Bradley observed, was never fully comfortable against left-handed opponents and would sometimes reach with his right hand. Against a sharp counterpuncher like Crawford who excels on the back foot, Bradley stated that such a mistake would lead to Floyd getting caught and likely knocked out.
Floyd Mayweather's a GOAT. Oh, absolutely. But Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Zab Judah. Zab Judah, a damn terrific fighter. Terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford. Especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaws. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he's gonna reach against one of the best back foot counterpunchers in the game? He gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? He gonna get slept reaching with that back hand. The way he reaches.
He states plainly that he views Crawford as the better boxer overall. Mosley points to Crawford's greater size, his experience across more weight classes, and his versatility as a complete fighter. He acknowledges Mayweather's incredible talent and legendary.
Think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better. bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is.
Jeff Mayweather recently discussed Floyd Mayweather's famous fight with Canelo Alvarez. He noted the official result was a majority decision, largely because one judge, C.J. Ross, scored it incorrectly for Canelo, while the others saw it for Floyd. Jeff highlighted the context. Floyd was 36 and considered to be in his prime, while Canelo was only about 23. Even though Floyd clearly won the fight, Jeff pointed out a telling moment. Canelo was able to hurt Floyd early on. That single moment, according to Jeff, revealed just how skilled and dangerous the young Canelo was, even at that stage of his career.
Remember, Canelo at that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he took him, into deep waters. So
what was Canelo? What, 20-something? 20 what? 23? 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Redmond Edwards believes a match between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford would have been highly competitive, as each excels in their own way, aligned with different promotional entities, and Crawford is about a decade younger. Edwards also expecting public insults. He feels these actions set a poor example for the younger fighters who look up to them.
It's a close fight. It's things Floyd do better. It's things that Bud do better. But I'd rather not say, because I'm not going to just lie and just say nothing, and make up something just to. I got my opinion on, how the fights would go, and, but I think we should just let the man enjoy his great moment. He's a great fighter. And I see a lot of immature stuff, and I don't like the way things is going with Floyd and Roy. They two guys that a lot of the younger guys look up to, and they taking shots at each other in the media because of the who's better and all that kind of stuff. So, I just want to see Bud enjoy his moment. And, unfortunately, they didn't fight. They could have made, they kind of two different eras though, even though they was fighting at the same time. Floyd kind of was doing his different thing over there with PBC, and Bud's a lot young, about 10 years younger than him. So it didn't happen, and we got to just live.
Points to the boldness of Terence Crawford's latest victory as proof he surpasses Floyd Mayweather. He argues Floyd never would have taken the risk Crawford just did. Bradley compares it to Sugar Ray Leonard's legendary comeback to defeat Marvin Hagler. Crawford, having never fought at super welterweight and only once above that, jumped all the way up to 168 pounds. His target was Canelo Alvarez, a current undisputed champion considered one of the best ever in his weight classes. Bradley stresses that this unprecedented move, fighting the very best, 2 divisions higher, is a risk Mayweather's career famously avoided, and it solidifies Crawford's claim to greatness.
Is Terence Bud Crawford greater than Floyd Mayweather, or better than Floyd Mayweather? Greater is a little bit different. Greater is impact, resume, all that shit, but better. Terence Bud Crawford, after what he did last night, is better than Floyd Mayweather because there is no way Floyd Mayweather would attempt to do that crazy shit. See, that's the insane Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvin Hagler after being gone for 5 years type shit. Never being at middleweight, first fight at middleweight, being against Marvin Hagler. Terence Bud Crawford never been on middleweight shit. The most he's been is super welterweight, and he was only there once. And he's fighting at 168 against one of the greatest super middleweights of all time, one of the greatest middleweights of all time, pound for pound, one of the greatest fighters of all time, reigning undisputed champion at super middleweight. That is unheard of, and that's something that Floyd Mayweather would.
On the other hand, Shaw stressed to Canelo Alvarez that there was simply nothing more he could have done against Terence Crawford, given Crawford's incredible skill set. He believes Errol Spence Jr. must have felt even more helpless in his fight with Crawford. This, Shaw explained, is precisely why Crawford spent years as one of boxing's most avoided fighters. He was a modern-day version of dangerous talents from the past like Charlie Burley, who other top contenders steered clear of. Shaw admitted he was once a doubter himself. He lost nearly $30,000 betting against Crawford in the past. After that costly lesson, he vowed never to doubt him again, joking that with kids, a house, and a business, he simply couldn't afford to bet against Crawford's talent.
Canelo is saying there wasn't shit I can do in there. Errol Spence had to have been in there like, holy shit. It brings light to his resume. Everybody does it. We kind of knew that Bob Arum had Manny Pacquiao avoid Terence Crawford. PBC, welterweights, all avoided him. I am here to give credit to Terence Crawford for being one of the most ducked fighters in history. Like Bob Foster, like Black Murderers Row, Charlie Burley and Eddie Booker and all those guys. Terence Crawford by himself is Black Murderers Row of this era. Now, do I need Terence Bud Crawford to continue fighting? Hell no. Oh my God. Terence Crawford, we know what you are. I am the first one to say, didn't believe it. But brother, if you're watching Terence Crawford, you by yourself has cost me at least $30,000. That's enough for me to be convinced. I would never bet against this man ever again. I can't afford it. I have a house, I got kids, a business to run. I can't afford it.
Garcia and his father, Angel Garcia, also shared their perspective on Canelo Alvarez's defeat. They suggested that after years of fighting at the highest level, Canelo may have been mentally and spiritually drained. Terence Crawford, they noted, was both mentally fresh and supremely sharp at the perfect moment. They praised Crawford for his remarkable focus and his ability to perform under that spotlight. The Garcias emphasized a key point. In fights of this magnitude, a major part of the victory is simply being mentally prepared and ready to execute. It's not just about defeating your opponent, it's about mastering yourself.
Everything you said about fighting not being there spiritually, mentally, you think that might have affected Canelo, or that was just a skill difference was too wide?
You know, I do think he was a little mentally tired. He's been at that level for a long time.
Right.
So 11 fights in 4 years. That's a lot.
Timing was perfect for Crawford.
Yeah.
He said it himself at the press conference. You see, timing was everything. Perfect timing. Everything.
That's right.
His whole career was on timing.
He was mentally tired, but you got to give Crawford credit, man. To keep your mind that mentally fresh and sharp and go out there and perform like that, that's a win itself. Mm-hmm. Not even just beating your opponent, for your mind to be that fresh, come fight.
De La Hoya praised Terence Crawford's dominant win over Canelo Alvarez, stating Crawford fought like a man who knew exactly how the night would end. He described Crawford's performance as beautiful and commanding, rendering Canelo ineffective by outmaneuvering him with smooth, controlled movement while Canelo remained flat-footed. De La Hoya highlighted that Crawford jumped up 3 weight classes to deliver this masterclass. He dismissed age as a factor, noting Crawford is actually older than Canelo, and said Crawford's skill made Canelo look lost. He pointed out that Canelo has only faced 3 elite, top-tier fighters in his career: Mayweather, Bivol, and now Crawford. According to De La Hoya, all 3 have outclassed him, which underscores just how skilled and masterful Crawford truly is.
Makes me horny.
Yeah, baby.
To tell you I told you so.
I told you.
I predicted the Canelo Crawford fight like a goddamn fortune teller.
You're the Oracle?
Canelo's feet were cemented on the canvas as he was hitting air. The f*** was that? Props to Crawford.
Thank you.
He came up 3 weight classes and fought a beautiful fight.
Good job.
What a great performance.
Did you get what you was looking for?
Like taking candy from a baby.
My candy.
He just played with Canelo, made him look silly. And before you start with your shit about Canelo being old, just know that Crawford is older.
I'm too old.
That's not an excuse here. Look, I promoted Canelo's entire career.
Put some respect on it.
And it was a huge flop.
How do you like them apples?
The only real fighters he's faced were Mayweather, Bivol, and Crawford.
Hearn shared his thoughts on a potential rematch between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. He stated frankly that he does not believe Canelo will want to face Crawford again. Hearn actually agreed to step back into the ring with him.
I'd like to see him just get some rest, man. Spend some time with his family. Holidays is coming up. Maybe do a little traveling and then get back in the gym and then assess where he at after that.
So he wants to fight again?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I think that's good to hear because some people, Shakur said he doesn't want to see him fight.
Well, that's Shakur. You know how fighters can be like, okay, you accomplish everything, but, he's a damn good fighter. I love working with him. But if he say, let's go 2 or 3 more times, let's go 2 or 3 more times.
Bo McIntyre, the seasoned trainer behind Terence Crawford, says his fighter should take a well-earned break. He wants Crawford to rest, enjoy time with family, and even take a trip before considering any return to the gym. Bomac confirms that Crawford's desire to fight is still strong. While some, like Shakur Stevenson, feel Crawford has accomplished everything, Bomac fully supports whatever his fighter decides. He enjoys their partnership and is ready to guide Crawford through 2 or 3 more fights if that's the path Crawford chooses.
After that virtuoso performance, I would love for him to retire and enjoy his family. I don't think he can do anything else that's going to top this.
Right off into the sunset.
Yeah, man. Listen, he fought a great fight. No, there's nobody out there that can give him that kind of step up for his legacy. His legacy is cemented. Who's gonna give him that kind of going out like he did last night? You know, in front of 70,000 people, he fought a virtuoso fight.
Crazy.
Abel Sanchez praised Terence Crawford's recent performance, calling it so exceptional that he should consider retiring at this peak. He advised Crawford to step away on this high note and enjoy more time with his family. Sanchez believes no future fight could ever surpass this victory, comparing the moment to a perfect sunset. He stated that Crawford's legacy is now firmly set after such a heroic display in front of 70,000 fans, and that nothing he does next could possibly improve it.
Terence Crawford dominated that fight so much, and I know it was a little bit nip-tuck at times, but when you look at the art of pugilism and the skill set that came from Terence Crawford and the way he dismantled, dissected and beat him at his own game towards the end, took Canelo on and beat him at his own game, Terence Crawford it was an easy night's work for him, dare I say, an easy night's work against Canelo Alvarez. And I don't want to rain on this parade, but Canelo is definitely past his best. But I don't think it would have mattered because Crawford was that good. 38 years old. How does he do it? He's on the Cobra juice. Whatever the Cobra's taking, he's like a youth. What he's just done is unbelievable. And I'd actually like to see him retire.
Rock praised Terence Crawford's win over Canelo Alvarez. While the fight had competitive moments, Frock noted that Crawford's superior skill and boxing intelligence allowed him to outmaneuver and outthink Canelo, taking clear control in the later rounds. Frock remarked that Crawford made a very difficult task look surprisingly straightforward. He added that even if Canelo was not at his absolute peak, it wouldn't have changed the outcome, as Crawford was simply that good. He commended Crawford for performing at such an elite level at 38 years old, stating that his training and discipline are clearly keeping him sharp. Frock called the victory a truly remarkable achievement.